Okay, here's the second one. I couldn't get the thing to flip over, so whatever. So I look like I'm staring off to the side, but and hopefully I got my morning matcha. Hopefully the smoke gives me an airbrushed look because again, not sharp, but so this just came. I was making my matcha, and I was imagining myself in my beach house that I want to manifest, making. So I usually tell people who have migraines, because migraines are an invalidation of the self. And so people who get migraines often take care of everybody else and don't take care of themselves. And by putting yourself first and I tell them, make your plate first, make your tea first. Because if you're making tea for someone, no one knows that you put the water in your mug first or whatever, because usually your back's to them. So I tell people who get migraines, make sure you put your focus on yourself, because what happens when you have a migraine, your body just says, enough for other people, focus on me, take care of me right now. And you just sort of have to just lay there and just be with yourself, and you can't really do anything for anyone else, and no one in your life expects you to do anything for them while you have a migraine. So your body's like win-win, but it's awfully painful. Okay, so normally I tell women, especially, serve yourself first, take care of yourself first. I make my own plates, so I have a family, and if I'm making dinner, I'll feed myself while I'm making the plates, just so that I can feel like I'm taking care of myself. It's sort of the same as if the oxygen masks fall in an airline, or you have to put yours on first before you can put it on your kid. Otherwise, you're no good. So you always have to take care of yourself first, nurture yourself first. And I get to teach these kids how to meditate, and I start the first class is, always say nice things to your body, because it hears everything you say. Anyway, so I was thinking about it while I was making my matcha. I hope you enjoyed a little tangent. So I was making my matcha, and I was putting myself in this beach house that I really want to manifest in North Carolina. But we'll go over the law of attraction another time, but we don't have the money right now. Don't tell anyone. So anyway, I was imagining myself in the kitchen of the beach house and doing my matcha, but I make coffee for other people, because there's 7 bedrooms, and I want to have like parties all the time, and I want to have family all the time, and just like fill it all the time. And so, of course, with that many people, you're gonna have to make a pot of coffee. So what I was thinking about was just asking myself in my head these little questions. Would I make my matcha first for me, or would I make the coffee for everyone else? Okay, so by my old logic, I would make my matcha first, and then I would make the pot of coffee. But what my guides showed me is, so they showed me throwing on a pot of coffee, how fast that can be, and then and then that's done, and then I can really focus, because it's really a little obnoxious the way I make matcha. I should probably do a video sometime of it, but I don't make fun of myself when I do it anymore, but there's a lot of little steps and thinking about my health and whatever. So they showed me putting on a pot of coffee, throwing on a pot of coffee. It's really throwing on a pot of coffee, making my matcha the way I make it by myself, anally, retentively, going through this procedure to nurture myself. It's just very mindful. Oh, that's it. It's mindful. So it's really not obnoxious. It's just mindful. And so, but it kind of, doing it that way, kind of goes against what I would teach people about migraines and taking care of yourself first, and making your plate first, making your tea first, whatever. But then my and this is why I'm doing this video now before I've showered or anything, because I don't want to forget. So what they showed me was there's a way to serve other people first, doing it in a humble way, so that you're actually working on yourself. Okay, so you're actually doing your own spiritual work so take the pot of coffee. Not just throwing on a pot of coffee, but mindfully and humbly serving to, so humility and gratitude, and I teach energy healing classes. Humility and gratitude are keys to having clean, pure, beautiful, divine healing energy, strong. So the more humility and gratitude you bring to your practice, the stronger your energy, the cleaner it is, the better it is. Better. I'm just saying that quickly, but that's a judgment, and we'll talk about that some other time. But the more humility and gratitude, just the cleaner and the more pure, and it is stronger. So it is kind of better, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell that it's better. So by mindfully making the coffee first in a way that it's humble, and I'm serving the 9,000 people that I love that are in my house at the time. And so I always say, there's another thing that I channel a long time. There's a big difference between saying I have to do the dishes or I get to do the dishes. I have to feed the kids or I get to feed the kids. Because obviously the difference is I have to is like, it's a chore, it's a drain. And I get to is like, oh my God, I get to do the dishes. There are people that don't have dishes. There are people that don't have food to put on dishes, so I get to do my dishes, my beautiful dishes that I love, that I appreciate, and I'm in a house. Like I lived in my car for a little while, and I lived in airport a couple times. Don't tell anybody, because it's not legal. But I didn't have dishes to do then, but I would have liked to, because it was a really rough existence at the time. So, another little tangent. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let's see, where was I? Okay. So I get to do the dishes. I get to feed my kids. Some people don't have children. And I used to do this when my daughter was notorious. Every 2 hours, like all night long, for so long. Everybody else's kids slept through the night, and my kids both. And every time they got up, every time they woke me up, I'd say, I get to take care of my healthy baby. I get to take care of my healthy baby. Because there's so many people that don't have healthy babies. They don't have healthy kids, or they don't have any kids at all. And they want kids. They always wanted them and they can't get them, or they spend tens of thousands of dollars on in vitro fertilization. And people who spend tens of thousands to adopt children from China. Oh, my heart for those people. So, when my own healthy, beautiful children would wake up in the middle of the night, it was like, I have to feed. I get to take care of my baby. I get to feed my beautiful, healthy child who's so healthy they're screaming at the top of their lungs. And I used to also say, only healthy babies scream like that. So that was another thing that got me through the early days of motherhood. Only healthy babies can scream like that. So, jeez. I haven't eaten any food yet, so I'm not. Plus, this is not really comfortable for me to talk, but whatever. I'm doing it anyway. So by focusing on what I'm doing, by being mindful and making that pot of coffee in service with humility and gratitude. Gratitude to have the beach house, gratitude of having lovely family and friends that I want to pack myself in my house with. Gratitude that they came to down there, because we live in Connecticut, and gratitude that people came to be with me and my family, on and on. And then the humility part, putting myself in service and like deeply enriching my own life by being in service. Like the healing work I do is like, oh, it's the best thing. I have the best time. I love doing healings. Oh my God. Is it like 10 minutes? Oh, sorry, you guys. Okay, I'll try to get to the point. So by putting myself in service but enriching my own life by being in service, which is kind of like the healing work I do, it's like, it's so profound, the stuff that comes. I love what I do. It's like, it's the best. For me, I'm saying, don't go thinking that I'm cocky. Well, maybe I am. No, I don't think so. But don't go thinking I'm saying I'm the best. I'm saying it's the best. Like serving people in a healing capacity. It's like, this is a job. Oh my God. So cool. So, but I can bring that feeling to making coffee for people in my beach house. So they showed me how, if you don't have the mindful awareness to be able to make that coffee in service with humility and gratitude as a way of furthering your own spiritual process and your own spiritual growth and really like growing. It's called Suhang, and I'm gonna talk about that in another video. I don't have time right now. I have a healing. Oh my God, 15 minutes. But if I'm mindful enough and I can make that pot of coffee first in a way that serves me, it's so ironic because it serves me in a spiritual capacity and doing my own work, and it serves other people and it's in service, but you can't fake out the universe. So you can't be like, you can't get an ego trip out of serving other people. Like some people do. Some people are like, they throw it on Facebook. I'm not, I don't want to put them down, but like some people get an ego trip out of serving other people. Like, look how great I am. I did all this, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's great to be in service, but if you're not mindfully in service and you're not, you can serve yourself through service, but and you could do it however you want. I'm not judging you. If you like the ego trip and the feel of that, that's awesome. But the way I help people, it's like the same action, but it's completely different intention. So you get a completely different experience out of it, and you become a different person. Okay, so if you're in service to be able to show people that you're an awesome human being and you're doing all these awesome things and you're throwing them on Facebook, and that's one way to live, and that's fine. That's a fine way to live. But if you're in service to people because you're trying to, it's like so ironic because it's like deeper. So when I serve myself through serving other people. When I do healing work, I'm like, I feel so connected. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to connect. And it's humbling, the healing work that I do, it's humbling because while I'm in it, I disappear, if that makes sense. So like, I connect people to the source. I'm getting information for them. I'm talking to people who've passed. I'm talking to their body. I'm talking to their guides and whatnot. But I'm not there like this person who doesn't shower, who doesn't wear makeup, whatever. I'm not there anymore all of a sudden. Or not all of a sudden. It happens. And so I'm in it and I'm there, but I don't, it's hard. I can't explain it. I'm not going to even try. So by being in service, oh my God, I hope these videos get better. Hopefully this is the worst one ever. If I let you guys vote, you'll probably give me like -1 star. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think you have to give at least one, but, all right. I think I made my point. I'm just going to go really quick. So if I'm not mindful enough to be able to, if I'm not mindful at all, okay, if I don't understand about mindfulness, if I don't understand about gratitude, humility, and being in service to another human being, then what I should do is make my own matcha first and then make their coffee. So that's what I've been telling people, right? So today everything shifted when I was imagining myself in my beach house, and my guides showed me another way. So it's like there's another level where it seems backwards, but it's actually much further forwards. And by being mindful and serving people, making the coffee, and focusing on the gratitude and the humility in being of service to other people, in serving other people, not being of service, but serving, actually doing an action like making coffee, doing a healing, cleaning somebody's house, making them food, whatever, by being in service. So implies action. So you're doing something in service to other human beings. When you do it mindfully, you actually grow yourself. So in this way, you're doing your own, so it's like a doorway. It's an opportunity for me to do my own soul growth and my own work through an action of being in service to other people. And I feel like when you do things like that, like when you do it that way, when you bring this is what it feels like in my head. You're bringing your, what I can do, what my capabilities, what I'm able to do. You're like, kind of, it's like it brings it down, grounds it, and there's the humility, and it's like, but there's also gratitude that I'm able to make coffee. I have the money to buy coffee, which I didn't always. I have the money to buy coffee. I have this beach house. I have beautiful bowls and mugs, and I think about how everybody who drinks coffee is going to be so happy that I made this beautiful coffee, and I mindfully bring my energy down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that I have this beach house and these people here and this coffee and sugar and half and mugs and beautiful fruit and da 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 on. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this to offer and I can do this for people, and I bring my energy. It's like down. It kind of gets clean. It kind of gets grounded, gets humble, the humility and the gratitude. And then I'm making this coffee. I'm like filling this pot, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to provide this coffee and this food to my guests and my beautiful beach house. And it's sort of like the gift is it's to them, but really it's actually like 80% to me. 80% to me is gifted through the action of doing this, making this coffee, and there's 20% of a gift for the people that I've created for. But of course, because my energy is cleaner, more pure with the humility and gratitude, and they're going too fast. And the intention through which I'm actually performing this service, I'm performing this, oh my God, action component in service to other human beings, okay? The energy that I'm putting into their coffee is much better, and I'm in a more joyful state, which means my vibration's higher, which means anything I'm creating at that time, whether it's coffee, whether it's art, whether it's writing a book, whatever I'm doing, my energy's higher, my joy is higher, my vibration's higher, okay? So anything I create in that joyful state, that is going to have a higher vibration than if I just threw coffee on, okay? Now, once I make the coffee and then I make my own matcha and I'm nurturing and serving myself. This feels good. Now I've used humility and gratitude to make coffee for a group, and I've also made my own matcha with the same mindfulness and love for myself. Okay, I've gotten so much out of the act of making coffee. It's fed my soul, not my ego. Okay, so what's going to happen in that scenario? I'm not going to want to put that on Facebook. I'm not going to want to, and I'm not judging people. It's fine if you do that, but I'm not going to want to put that on Facebook, because if I try and put what I just did into words, and I'm sorry, but a lot of times people are looking for likes. They can't help it. And then that's accolades, and that just feeds the ego. But I'm not judging you. Like, it's totally fine. Everybody has to start somewhere. And at least anyone who's doing anything for someone else is still great. That's still great. But when you can get to the place where you're mindful and you're in service to other people, you're not doing things for other people. Like, if I just threw that coffee on, I'm doing things for other people. But when I make when I get grounded and use gratitude and humility, and I make that coffee, it's an action in service to other human beings. It takes everything up to a whole new level. So, yeah, that helps. Oh, I look much more attractive now. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so pretty. No, I'm so pretty. I can see myself. Okay, so if you want to put stuff on Facebook that you do for other people, that's fine. But I think if you start to live in this way where you look at what you're doing and you ground through gratitude and humility, and you're doing your own spiritual work on yourself, your own spiritual growth through your actions in service to other human beings, I think that what will happen is you wouldn't want to put it on Facebook, because it would cheapen it. Because it's like it's not almost, it's sacred. When you're in service to another human, I don't think Mother Teresa would go on Facebook and put hey, I helped all these lepers today. See, I told you I was probably going to piss people off. But so when you're in service to other human beings, and when and you're coming from gratitude and humility, and you're it's weird and it's ironic, but your focus is on your own healing, your own spiritual growth, your own work, yourself. Your focus is on yourself, but everything that comes out of you is 20 times better or more, 100 times better. That coffee that I made, by doing it I did it for my own self growth, my own soul growth. I'm doing it for my own soul growth, but it tastes better. It's going to be better whether I make food or whatever. So, because I'm in service and I have this gratitude and this humility, and in living that way, you're feeding yourself. You're like, oh my God, my soul's growing. This feels good. I'm in service. This feels good. And it's so sacred, and it's divine, and it's what Carolyn Mays says, God's hands in the world. Just be God's hands in the world. It's like God's making coffee for my guests. God's doing this healing, or whatever. It's so sacred that you don't really feel like you want to put it into words. You really don't want to put it out there to be judged, because there's a lot of haters. I mean, I'm not going to talk about that. There's a Netflix show that I watched called Haters Back Off. It was kind of funny. But there are a lot of haters. And when you do something and you put it on Facebook, there's people can judge you. And I think what I'm gonna do another video at some point with that, because that's a big thing. It's a huge big thing. When you put yourself out there, you put yourself out to be judged, and it hurts you like from the minute you do it, and it takes away from whatever you did a lot. Anyway, well, yeah, all right. Love you. Have a great day. I gotta stop.